because they can tell your voice and they can tell where you come from your voice. Oh, you're a northerner, you're a northerner. Then they can say, no, I don't want to sell. And even if they sign it and they get seller's remorse, they can turn around and say that you frauded them or you intimidated them or whatever. And I didn't want the drama. So by trying to force me to have to go and do the $1,200 at the closing, put me out of price purchase range, which is why I had to try to bring my brother into the deal, and he reneged on me, or I would have still got the properties. And these two properties were right across the street from each other, and me and my brother could be having houses. So even if this was the case and they didn't sell me the house in Monticello or Blue Ruin Street, I still would have been in a situation where I still would have had the lot, which was the point. But I don't like to live on zero. So if I would have fucking bought all these and I worked another 2 weeks and we scheduled a closing, I would have had $0 in my pocket. So when this deal fell through, being the real estate investor that I am, shout out to Carlton Sheets and Ron LeGrand. They say I hate white folk, but I don't, because it's Carlton Sheets and Ron LeGrand that I learned this from. And they don't like a black man starting his own company and having his own operating agreements, because that's another issue Georgia State had with me. I'm starting companies. Okay? I'm not fucking around. So, when that deal went through, I went on the internet. When I was driving trucks, I always loved Mississippi. I love the weather. I love the state. But the state is racist and antiquated. And the people are slow. Alabama and Georgia people and Mississippi people are some of the slowest motherfucking people in America. Not because they are, but because they get to live in that type of psychology. Anyway, I went on this website here and I found Viking Investments, P.O. Box 321, Jackson, Mississippi. They were selling tax parcel 832270 Robinson Road, Hinds County, for a wonderful price. They wanted $1,000 plus $250 in closing costs and a buyer premium of $500 to the investment company for a total of $1,750 due on June 24th of 2020. Now, why did I want this property? This property is a fucking commercial lot for fucking $2,000. The motherfucking property has a huge fucking billboard on it, and it's right on I-65. I was gonna buy the property and then utilize the property if I ever decided to go back into trucking or do any other business, because when you do business, it's more than likely gonna want a truck eventually, right? So all of these businesses that I get into tie in together. If you're a lawyer and you know how the transportation business works, then you can run any other business, because if you run a bar, you're going to need to transport alcohol, food. If you run a restaurant, if you own anything, you need transport. And the bigger the transport, the cheaper the cost. If you move 53 feet worth of goddamn freight to supply your store, it's going to be cheaper than if you keep bringing in 4 small box trucks. Right? So I am building a business enterprise using my legal knowledge and my CEO capability, and all the white folks are doing is getting jealous because you're a nigger. You're supposed to do what we say. You're supposed to work for us. If you're not working for us, you must be selling drugs. This is just their normal slippery slope argument. This is another reason why they fired me from Lyft in 2020. Because I was trying to contract for deed on this property, parcel 832270. It was a commercial lot. All I had to do was purchase the lot from them and pay the taxes, and the taxes were in arrears. When you go on the tax roll, this is just the sale of the property, but you still have to go down to the tax authority in Jackson, Mississippi, and you got to go down and pay the taxes. So I looked up the taxes on this one property, and when the deal fell through with Mr. Crawford over here, I had just enough money to still get into this deal, and it's commercial. Why would I want to buy that? Because even if I live in Georgia, notice that I fucking was purchasing under my fucking holding company name, Darlington Yorkshire LLC. My umbrella company need income too. So when these people start seeing you ain't fucking around, you doing business and you buying property, They want you dead. They want you back in the truck. They want you to not have the time. If I give you $1 billion a week and you don't have no time to do anything for yourself, and I say you'll never have any time to do nothing for yourself until 90 years from now, what sense does it make having the money when you don't have no time to invest? And when you're driving for Uber and you're driving for Lyft, you have income and time. And that's why they want you stuck in the cities. And I mentioned that shit when I first came here. New York City is a landlocked. You can't just drive around upstate. They intentionally use the rivers as red lines. It's the perfect jail. But when you in Georgia, there's no separation. When you in Mississippi, there's no... I could drive from fucking Atlanta to the property in half a day. Look at it and come back. That's why I was in the perfect location in Mississippi in Heights County. So when they saw me putting the money down to try and buy this shit, not only was I going to put up the billboard, I was going to rent the place to truck drivers. So if there's truck drivers that was going to be coming in, they can't find a motherfucking spot to park, I was going to charge them to park there. That way, it's right off the highway. It's right by an underpass. It's adjacent to the highway, under underpass, and all I gotta do is just motherfucking grade it out with gravel, which will cost me like $900 to $1,500, and then I can just put up a sign for rent with a new gate. That gate shouldn't cost me no more than fucking $2,000. So off a $5,000 investment, I could be fucking making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month in Mississippi, and it's sitting there, and then I got my motherfucking billboard at the top. Darlington, Yorkshire, LLC. Everybody driving up and down I-65 will see my fucking company logo. They sabotaged that. You're a nigger. This was the house that I was going to build in Jasper County. This is the house I was going to build in Jasper County at the land that I put down on in motherfucking Deep Lake Farms. I already printed everything up. If I'm motherfucking gonna build a home, I'm not fucking around. So I got all the plans. This is the frontal. This is the fucking interior of the property. I already scouted out how I was gonna make some changes. This was the basement. So why would I fucking leave Georgia when I got plans to build this fucking house on the acreage in Deep Lake Farms? They ran me out the state because I'm investing in real estate and they don't want to help you. This is the white America that I'm talking about. These fucking people go all around the world, Indonesia, Japan, Taiwan, motherfucking Jamaica, and they buying up land. Go downtown Kingston, Jamaica right now, and you're going to see a huge fucking Ford plant. But my family come from Jamaica. I go to Michigan and buy a beauty salon, commercial beauty salon. They send the feds, they send the DOT to come make it look like you're going to do some crime or see if you're smoking and block you out. So when you go to the Ford family's goddamn city, right? They call the cops. They call law enforcement because you were black. Because you said some shit that she said in her book, that you wrote in your book. She said, good guys finish last. So what does that mean? We all got to be criminals? I'm trying to understand what you're saying because you one of the richest fucking people on the planet here. You one of the Illuminati. You one of the rich motherfuckers that we have to listen to. So if good guys finish last, tell me what the fuck to do. But then they get mad and weaponize the system because they don't like the fact that you mentioned your name in their book. But when they got their plant down in Kingston, Jamaica right now, they're not even using, and they holding that real estate forever. Down in Brazil, they got property holding forever. None of the local people down there trying to pick a reason to get them out. Nobody calling the Jamaican authority to get them out. Yo, long time you had the property around your safad, and you now use it. May I get you out of here, sir? And then we call in the police and the military to come shred them out. This is the problem with these people. Capleton said it. They will never share. That's why we have to burn them out. And they will never care. They will never share, and they will never care. And it's everybody's world. If you go to Jamaica and you buying a property, you got a warehouse. Why you not letting me own a motherfucking beauty salon in Detroit? When they say it's me now, because the people contacted the city and they know it's my company, Darlington, Yorkshire, LLC, and they looked up the company, that was when they sent in the white guy from Boston who said that he lived in the house that has one of the original copies of the Constitution, and his dog paw got the motherfucking claws pulled out, and he owned this property plus 2 more. Then he tried to add on 2 more other properties to give me a bundle deal. And everything that he's doing is just trying to price me out, because even if I was only going to spend $1750 on this specific property, I still had to pay the taxes on this one. So for him trying to drag it out to make me have to go buy 2 more, he was just trying to increase the amount of cost that I would pay based on what was in my actual account, $6,000. And then I would still be like $3,000 to $9,000 in the hole on taxes, and then that would take my money on the sale, but then I would lose it back to the county for non-payment of taxes. So this is the type of shit they do. All I wanted to do is contract for this specific parcel, but now they want to go fudge the deal by trying to add more on and add more on and add more on, and they know that if the taxes aren't paid long term or upfront, because once you close the deal and it's a contract for deed, but once you get the conveyance transfer at the county, they want the taxes paid. They're not gonna fully fucking finish the transaction at the county if you don't fucking pay it. Okay? And then I'm down there still trying to figure out why Jamar's closing the goddamn door. I got my mortgage license, so I'm lining up who I'm looking for to build my house. I'm gonna use quad lock. I'm gonna use steel framing, wood framing on the main floor. Where I'm gonna get my heater, my boiler, my front door. All this shit I'm doing. Why would I leave Georgia, bro, and come up here to go live in my mother's basement? And if you don't show people what you working on and who you are and what you're doing, they take you simple like you're a fucking piece of shit. And that's the goddamn motherfucking problem. This is a copy of the 360 deal that I put to my company, Darlington Yorkshire LLC. Evan Rojas Jacobs took this fucking contract out of my fucking one of my folders on a Tuesday, and it somehow magically appeared back on a Friday. As you can see, it was notarized, the fucking 360 deal, so that I signed my own management deal to Darlington Yorkshire, and then anything else from there will be distribution deals. So they got pissed off at that, because this nigga's fucking really covering all his bases on contract law, which is what an attorney is supposed to do. And I'm managing my business myself. This right here is a secondary contract. This was the preliminary offer to Mr. Crawford. Got his address. I'm not going to put his address. Let me see if I can block that out. As I mentioned before, White Folk Move Incorporated. So his home is Star First. This is the introductory letter that I mailed to Mr. Crawford on May 8th, 2020. It says, I am writing to express primary interest in purchasing your property at parcel ID 019 D465 Kingfisher Court, lot 111. I am offering a full price offer of $2,000 for the property. I am also interested in purchasing your property at parcel 019 D470. I am offering a full price offer of $2,000 for the property. I'm willing to purchase the property via contract for deed/quit claim in exchange for cashier's check for the total amount. And they decided not to fucking take the quit claim and then to send me towards an attorney to pay $1,200 in closing because they want the deal not to go through. Do you understand? They want to find a way to block you out from the deal. So I'm out here doing investments in real estate. And if he is a white man down in those areas, more than likely he knows some clan, and they want to know who you are. And that's why they said this nigga's all over the place. Then, this is where Jasper County Court is. So Monticello County and Jasper County are adjacent to each other. The house was in Monticello, Georgia. I think it's still Jasper County. But notice I'm buying up a whole shitload of property. Yeah, Monticello, Georgia is in Jasper County. So I'm investing in Jasper County. Do you understand why they ran me out of Georgia? When you listen to the videos of the other investor other than Carlton Sheets and Ron LeGrand, he was an Air Force pilot. I studied under him and studied all his material before I even fucking moved to Georgia. He was an Air Force pilot, got shot down, was wheelchair bound, and he still know how to fly planes, and he taught me how to do the land deals. He says you invest in the path of progression, and if you're intelligent, you go ahead. So that's what I did. That's why they got upset. Everyone was moving outside of Covington. Niggas go where after white folks build. Brandon go to build. So that's what white folks supposed to do. They'd say you running around Georgia. They want you out of there. You're doing too much, bro. You're not just doing what a nigga supposed to. You're getting mortgage license. You're starting a real estate company. You're trying to get from Crawford. You're fucking putting down on goddamn motherfucking Deep Lake Farm. You're buying fucking goddamn motherfucking Monticello, Blue Ruin Street. What the fuck is this nigga? Do you understand why they ran me up here? And that's why they gotta keep calling the cops trying to get you on a crime. That's why whoever told the fucking detective at the 71st precinct to tell me to rob the store had an intention for me to commit some type of crime on a property owned by a company in Georgia to try and make me look like a criminal, to try and justify all of these fucking human rights and civil rights violations based on race for the most part. Because if I was black with some titties and a fat ass, then they wouldn't have gone so hard. They would have tried to fuck me and bring me in the fold and then share me with their friends. And the more I sucked and fucked, is the more properties that I would have been able to have access to. I would have been able to do the mortgages. I would have been able to do the real estate. And they wouldn't be bothering me because I would have been a black woman. The 2 deals fell through. I was really pissed off about the residential because the Mississippi joint was a stretch. And even though the guy started fucking with me from Boston, he was a nice guy, but he says they film a lot of Hollywood shows at his house because he's got one of the original properties in America, and he got a copy of the original Constitution, and he got a dog, and the dog claws got ripped out when it jumped off the fucking patio chair. He was a very good man. He's a white male, but he's a very good person. But I still think that he was sent to talk to me and then ease in the idea of the other 2 properties. Then I would get overzealous, have to look for the money, then do some type of crime to get all 3 at one time. And that's what they do. That's another form of entrapment. That's what they did at the house for $10,000 in the West Side. I called in, oh, no one's buying this property. And then all of a sudden, it's $15,000 and no longer 10 when they find out that it's broke. Real estate, black, New York, Brooklyn, real estate broker 334-105. The same thing they did with the house in Monticello. They just blocked the mortgage. This is all housing discrimination, bro. And then they gonna use the Ku Klux Klan. That's why when niggas come to me up here and they talking, yo, the Mason this and Illuminati that. Nigga, I done been all around the country. I already know all that shit is Ku Klux Klan. I already know all that shit is Klan. So you not telling me nothing. You just being hyped up to go against your own and then be used as a psychological soldier against other people for your own benefit, and you a sellout. And I ain't gonna say that that's what the origin of it is, but if everything has been infiltrated by these people because you in a nation state, then what the fuck you else gonna say? So I'm making this video to show you that I don't be fucking around. I'm not one of these niggas off the corner. I'm not one of these stupid niggas off the street. I'm out here fucking actualizing intelligence and trying to buy real estate. And that's the fucking problem. I'm out here trying to fucking build houses. That's the fucking problem. So any nigga want to come look at me, or anybody, I don't care if you black or white, want to come and look at me like I'm fucking dumb, that's fine. And the fucked up shit, like I said all the time, is because of my race and all of this shit, this is a violation of privacy. Because by keep harassing me, trying to make you look like you're a drug dealer, and you're doing crime, and you're committing crime, and you're doing crime, and then you got to keep defending yourself, but you never defend yourself enough because you're black. All they do is put on Jay-Z. All they do is put on Nas. All the niggas talk about crack and drugs. So it doesn't matter if you're the anomaly. They paying thousands of people to keep rehearsing that all niggas ain't shit. All niggas are this and that. But you know what the problem is that I have? Like I said, I'm doing it all the right way. I'm doing it all the white way. I'm doing it all the legal way. I'm doing it all the studious way. I'm working with the state to do license and all that, and I don't have shit. But you got drug dealers just talking about selling crack and murdering each other. And they buying homes. And they not blocking them. They motherfucking can buy real estates and lands. They're not being blocked. I don't understand America. So I'm going to try and fucking send this shit up. Finish this shit out. I write books. They don't like my book content. This is a copy of a cash check from Author House for my book, The Common Laws of Power, Unspoken Words, right? They're out of where? Indianapolis, Indiana. My royalty checks be coming in at $2.28 because I didn't write no Donald Goins shit. So nobody can say this ain't my motherfucking book. This was a royalty check from the third quarter of 2011. And then I be trying to explain to people they didn't clean up the royalty system from before. So Wesley Snipes' crime, Fat Joe, Lauryn Hill, all of them rappers that they felonized, they said that they all the rappers that they felonized in the early 20s for tax evasion, that was all federal conspiracy. They did not motherfucking sort out the royalty system to pull taxes out until maybe like 2018. So when you living off royalty checks, you're gonna go in debt. Let's say this was a music royalty check, and this royalty check was $100,000, right? But I didn't get my royalty check for fucking Q2 or Q1. I gotta go back to the accountant. The lawyer didn't cut the check because the lawyer's presiding over everything or gets the mail. Cause I'm a dumb nigga. I don't got a degree. I don't got no high school diploma. I can't read. I'm fucking R. Kelly. They already know that they got the checks coming in. So when the check come in, they don't want to give you the check until you in the hole. Then they put you in an advance. So if you got a $2 million advance, your record contract says that you only earn 10 cents an album. The shit is fucking selling for motherfucking $19.99. Look at how much money the label is getting. They getting $19.89 per motherfucking album. They're only giving you 10 cents. Then you fucking famous, but you getting 10 cents an album. You motherfucking get that 10 cents, and then your royalty checks come up light. But you living off of, yo, man, you gotta go to this interview, man. You gotta get over there fast. You gotta go here. And you're spending money out your fucking pocket to get to these places. You gotta buy the expensive Fenty. You gotta pay for this famous lifestyle. How the fuck you gonna do that off 10 cents an album? So you go in the hole. Then when the royalty check comes, you gotta take the whole royalty check to cover costs. Then they say you in tax evasion. That's what they did to Lauryn Hill. That's what they did to all of them. All the female rappers that they locked up federally for tax evasion, they all got fines. Lauryn Hill was the only one that got jail time because of her association with the Marleys. That was a penalty for fucking being a black activist musician. And then on top of that, they turned around and locked up Fat Joe, Wesley Snipes, all of them on false tax evasion charges. Because by the time the royalty check comes, you gotta cover bills. Then they say you're not paying taxes. So they didn't air out the motherfucking royalty system that when your royalty check actually comes in, taxes come out until 2018. So Fat Joe's federal crime for tax evasion, Lauryn Hill's federal crime for tax evasion, all that shit is fucking illegal and needs to be motherfucking reversed so that they're no longer criminals in this society. I'm showing you I'm in all the goddamn businesses. And this is the 360 contract, artist, writer, personal management contract that I had put under Darlington, Yorkshire. That's why they ran me up here. Because when Evan Rojas Jacobs went through my paperwork and he saw that I had a 360 deal on my own business, then they can't fuck with you. So they want to run you out the state. That's why when I came up here, they gave me this contract where I got to sign with them, and then they can put me through the contract if they make all the money. This is about business and ownership, bro. And the fact that you're a nigger. You're a nigger. You shouldn't be doing this, nigger. Well, this nigger was supposed to be a fucking attorney since 2005. Why the fuck do you think I do this shit? For my own fucking feelings or because it's the fucking right thing and the most intelligent thing to do? And then they'll pay black niggas to be rich and talk shit about you. You're fucked up. You're stupid. Fuck you. I hate you. Fuck off. Because they're already famous and they got money now. And I don't have shit. All of this to say I've always wanted to fly planes since 9/11. Once I got my FAA certification for my private pilot, student pilot cert in 2011, when I tried to go to West Georgia College to fly planes, and I found out that I had to cover fuel and I couldn't, I started getting my mail when I lived at Church Street. Anybody from Atlanta know I lived at Church Street. So that's the west side. Then I would get my correspondences from the American Flyers. Dear fellow pilot, Several weeks ago, we mailed you a complimentary learning guide. So they calling me a pilot, bro. Why the fuck am I sitting here in my mother's fucking place? Because they keep trying to call you drug dealer and they keep trying to get you to do CDL and be isolated because they know that you're a black person who stood up on some activism tip. You wrote a motherfucking book that talked about the truth about what these people are fucking doing. You had professors like Leonard fucking Jeffries. Your professors taught you to use the law to help minorities. This is it. When you're a drug dealer and a crack dealer, you show that you have no goddamn regard for anybody. And you damn sure wasn't out there selling no drugs to no motherfucking white folks for the most part. Even if it was a few, it wasn't as much as you was selling to niggas or minorities. So you already passed the test. You have no regard for your own people whatsoever. You have no problem killing them. You have no problem using them for profitability in the best interest of your, in the best interest of your success. So why you think they would go ahead and recruit those people over everybody else? Why you think they have mansions and they have cars, but the attorney, the person that should have been an attorney don't? You think it's a coinky dink that they fucking ran me up here, and then as soon as I come up here, they offer me a contract? Why didn't they offer me the contract when I was in Woodstock? They wanted me out of the state so I would lose my realty. They wanted me out of the state so I would lose my motherfucking mortgage license in Georgia. They wanted me out of the state because I was going around with just Uber and Lyft, buying up real estate. And this was all in 2020. This is why they fired me from Uber. Because I was doing all these fucking land contract deals on my own, bro. And then when they still couldn't go through with the land contract deal as an investor, I still did my own deal with Deep Lake Farms so I can build a home and have an estate. It ain't hard, motherfuckers. But you gotta be like Shaq and become famous if you're a nigga.